that people didn't tell him the truth about. Because I'm a very honest and true person. I'm going to tell you the truth depending on how you take it. I'm telling you this because I care about you.
That's right.
That I love you as a person.
Right.
And you have to hear it. So when you're telling me all these things about, oh, I'm beautiful, yeah, you're very handsome. But sometimes people can't hear it. You can hear it all you want to, but that doesn't mean that you really actually embrace and feel what people are telling you. So when he tells me about his cheekbones, babe, I think my cheeks are sinking in. Do you think so? I think I need a nose job. I'm like, are you serious? God made you the way you are because that's the way that you were created. You don't ever change what, you know,
he needs to be thinking about something else.
He's positive for God's sake.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know when your life is going to be taken away. That's the least of your concern. It's just crazy. I was talking about the dude that you seen, Daniel. He's HIV positive. And he's very bitter.
Danny is.
Yeah. Because of his past, every relationship that he's been in, they've all done it wrong. Every person that he's been with done it wrong. He started dating white guys, and I'm the first black dude he ever dated. And he's just like, yeah, he tells me all the time, like, I don't know what it is about you. I've never dated black dudes before, but there's just something about you that is just, I don't know what it is. I'm like, you're not supposed to know what it is. It's a feeling. Something different. It's new to you. You're finding something new about yourself.
About yourself, right?
And that's the way that you have to look at it. But the thing about him is you're starting to see it happening. He doesn't take medication. I guess his T cells are very low, so they don't have him on medication. But he could see things starting to change. His eyes are starting to get bad. His face is starting to sink in. We've seen him very, very skinny. But that's always been who he was ever since he was in middle school. But I'm telling him, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. He's 24, I'm 22. He always tells me, oh, Alex, your age is showing. I may be 22, but I'm very more mature than you are.
22 and 24 is not that far.
It's not that big of a difference.
It's not a big difference.
At
and
all,
you don't sit
actually.
here telling me, you don't hear me saying that I'm going to change anything about myself. You can always improve yourself. But when you go under the knife and you change something that God has created for you, then there's a problem there. He's like, I want to get my nose done. I think my nose is too big. I want to get my jaw. I want to do this. I want to put more silicone in my booty. And I'm just like, are you doing this for you? Or are you doing it because of how other people view you?
That's crazy.
So it's just like, I don't know how long this is going to last because, to be honest, this is just not who I am. It's not healthy for me. I need to be with somebody who knows who they are. I don't care. You can come to me when you have issues. But when I feel like it doesn't feel like a relationship. It feels like he's comparing himself against me all the time. And that's not a relationship. There's no common ground.
And that's detrimental on both sides.
Well, it'll be detrimental to you because he wants what you have. That's exactly it. I've been in this kind of relationship. He's telling you about.
Yeah.
Certainly he wants what you have. He wants what you have because you are talented, because you're not positive, and you are living your life. You're doing what you're passionate about. You're moving, and what he needs to be thinking, being positive,
is his health.
He needs to be thinking about his health. He needs to be thinking about what he's doing with his life. Actually,
because he's just working jobs just to make money. Because his family has a lot of money, so he depends on them to take care of him. But when I talk about my mom and I talk about God, he hates it. He does not. He hates religion. When I talk about my mom, he's just like, why do you talk about it all the time? Don't get mad at me because I have a close relationship with my mom, and you have to contact your mom on Facebook to get in contact with her. And me and my mom, we have a close relationship. We get our nails done together, we talk about stuff, we watch TV shows, we soak our beats together, we talk. She supports me she supports me.
That's so awesome.
I don't have a father in my life anymore. So my mom is my father and my mom. My grandma, she keeps me, everybody in my family keeps me humble in one way or the other. Don't get mad because you don't have that. And it's not that you don't have that, it's just that you're not seeking it.
Exactly.
You're in this point where you're so bitter that you just want to shut everybody out and do you. But that's not healthy, and if anything, it's going to kill you.
What I would advise you to talk to him about? Tell him that. Sometimes God gives us something in order to remind us of something.
And I told him that I'm not saying HIV positive. HIV is, I would never want his life. But when he's told me about his past, now he used to sleep around all the time. Sometimes you have to go through something for you to recognize that you're doing something wrong. He's even told me on millions of occasions, oh, you know, if we don't have sex, then I'm just going to go and cheat on you, and I'll let you know that I'm doing it. Well, you don't need to wait. The door's right there. You don't have the place that you're staying. You're coming to my house because you don't want to stay at your best friend's house. Because you find comfort at my house. Because I'm real about my shit. I'm not going to sit there and bullshit you when you're hungry. I don't like to cook. But I go upstairs and I cook for you because that's the type of person that I am. But do not take advantage of that, because when I feel that, you will be gone. And God will bring another person into my life when the time is right. Not me rushing into another relationship and going from relationship to a relationship to a relationship. When God sees fit for it, it will happen. Because God didn't see fit for this. I made it happen over my own intentions of what I felt like I needed. But in reality, God could be telling me already, because of all the shit that we're going through, he needs to go. And you need to continue focusing on what you need to do for Alex, because when it's all said and done, that's the person that matters the most.
Think about it. Think of what's happening in your life, right? On one end, you have all these situations that you're doing with your modeling, you're dancing, you're doing all these things. On one end, there's this situation. And what is happening? It's going like this.
It's going like this. It's not, and I like my shit to be very balanced. I don't like this whole approach. I'm not saying that that's not good for your life to deal with that, because it overcomes different situations in your life, and it makes you a lot more, you know, you come to a lot of, you know, situations that you go through, and then you look at the beauty in everything. But for right now, with this show coming up, there's so much.
Your life is busy. I mean,
it's busy.
It's going.
But I need to also be able to know that if I go home, it's a place of peace. Not a place of, I'm going from rehearsal and I'm stressed out and I'm tired and I go home and I'm dealing with all this bullshit because you don't know who the fuck you are. That's a problem.
It has to be a place of support.
And it's not.
It has to be a place of support. And
he supports me to a certain extent, but it always falls back on him.
It can be jealousy.
It is jealousy, though.
It can be. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that because it is, it shouldn't be jealousy. Jealousy should not be part. When you have a relationship, when there's jealousy in the relationship, it's over.
It is. It's over before it even started.
Yeah, it's over because it takes, when somebody's jealous of you, it takes tremendous amount of willpower
to be able
to overcome that jealousy
and handle it, and to be able to even be around that person.
Be around that person, you know. So if that person doesn't have enough willpower, that jealousy is not going anywhere. That jealousy is gonna stay and it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. I had people around me that were so jealous of me, and I didn't know.
Why?
Because I'm saying, oh, everybody's fine, we're all cool, you know, whatever. They hid it from me until like they were poisoning me, and I'm like, oh, whoa.
It is.
And until they created an all-out mutiny against you.
Yeah. So you know, and when you hear these kind of messages, the best thing to do is listen to them really quick, deal with them, move on.
And move on with your life. The thing about him, he thinks of negative everything.
Well, that's why he got the disease.
Yeah. I told him I'm a very positive person.
That's why he got the disease.
It doesn't matter.
He could have been with wherever he got it from, with a positive mindset. He could have gone through that and not have got the disease.
Well, if you were smart, being gay, it's just like being straight.
Yeah.
But there's definitely precautions that you have to take with anything that you do. There's definitely precautions. Just like anything.
With everything.
So you have to do your homework, just like when you was in school. If you didn't do your homework, you're not passing to the next grade. So when you have somebody like that and they don't care about themselves, that they go looking for something. Because I feel like that's where it starts. They go looking for something that they don't have.
Exactly. Well, and looking for something outside of themselves to make them feel whole. So then they start attaching themselves to people. That's when you get what I like to call serial monogamists that can't be out of a relationship for any length of time, and they just go from one to the next 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 to the next, and then all of a sudden they're 65.
You have to find it in yourself.
Yeah.
First, before you can find it in somebody else, you have to love yourself. You have to learn to be by yourself and love yourself before you can allow somebody else to come into your life.
And until you can receive love, you have to love yourself to be able to receive love.
Some people can be in a relationship for 7 years, but that doesn't mean that they're happy. some people just don't like being alone.
Yeah, which happens often. It's especially the older generations. My grandparents say they were married for 35 years maybe, and they were dreadfully unhappy the whole time. My grandmother was a wretched woman to be around because she was bitter because she thought her husband was something different, and she married him for money that he didn't have, and then the whole life. But they couldn't get divorced
because it was comfortable. They were comfortable in a relationship.
Comfortable, and then it also wasn't societally acceptable. They were Christians, and again, in that age, divorce wasn't an option. So they stayed together, and now I would have to say my grandfather's new wife. They stay together because they're comfortable.
He finally found exactly what he needed.
Yeah.
And that's the thing for me. Like, I care about him, but I can't put myself to that. I feel like I deserve so much more. Everybody should feel that way.
You deserve the best. You deserve someone that will love you and cherish you for the invaluable spirit that you are. You know, for your positivity, for your strength, for your compassion, for all of those. Not alone for your talent. Further down the list, for your body and your looks.
But you know, that's what they focus on first. The looks in your body.
It's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you see.
It's understandable. It just makes you mesh to that person even more.
Right, exactly. But
as far as going and having sex with that person and you just met them, I can't do that. That's just not me. I'm not that kind of person. It works for some people, but it doesn't work for me.
Right.
I have to have a connection with you. I have to feel like we have a connection that's so strong that when we get into that point, I always say, and I say this all the time, I never say sex. I never say when I'm in a relationship with somebody, we're not going to have sex. We're going to make love. Because making love and having sex are two different things. To make love with somebody, you're not just making love with them. You're making love with their body. You're making love with their mind. You're making love with their spirit and their soul and who they are, what they would to become the person that they are. Sometimes you don't even have to have sex just to be around that person and embrace their whole being. Way more important than physically being inside of them. Because when you are together, you are one. And people will never be able to understand that because in their mind, they think that once they have sex with somebody, we are now one. No, you're not.
Well, sex has become the equivocation of love, in essence, where people seek sex like they should be seeking love. Look at the club scene. People go out because they want to hook up, because they want to be able to have sex with someone.
Somebody. They leave. You know? They go there by themselves and they leave with someone. And then when you wake
up
the next morning,
or they go with their friends hoping that they're not going to leave with their friends. So they're going to leave and go home with some girl or some guy. You know, all banking on the fact that physical connection will give them that spiritual that will feed that spiritual hunger that they're actually longing for, which comes from companionship. It comes from love, and there doesn't need to be any physical exchange for that love to be shared. You love that person outside of the physical, outside of the physical.
Keep a relationship lasting longer than what they already feel what love is.
Exactly.
And people will never understand that at all. And it's sad.
We hope to think that eventually more of them will.
I would hope that they will too. Seriously. They need to. They deserve it to themselves, and they deserve it to the people that actually put themselves out on the limb for them to be. Because I would never want anybody to tell me that they've made it where they are by themselves. Yes, you probably have the drive and the push and the demands to do what you need to do and the strength. But there was somebody who advocated for you to be where you are. And instead of, getting there and being like, okay, I'm here and did it. No. Always be humble. Because when you're humble and you feel like you're at the top of your notch, the top, there's always room for growth and more. You may have all the money in the world that you need, but as far as education and wisdom, there's always room for wisdom and education and growth.
Always.
And you have to understand that you need to humble yourself. Because I was telling Alate, the same way that God can give you something, He can take it away. And when he takes it away, then that's when you go through the whole depressing side of yourself and, oh my God, I should have did this better. No, don't wait to that. Don't wait for that to happen. Start doing it now. And embody yourself with people who actually care about you. We're going to tell you the truth. It may not sound positive to you, but the fact that they're able to tell you, you need to be able to recommend that and see it for yourself and bring it into your body and who you are as a person. Because once you do that, you're changing every day. You're transforming from a cocoon to a beautiful butterfly.
Every day.
I had a project in Cornish, my senior project. It was about that. It was about beauty. And the story was actually before the show. It was interior design project for hair salon, you can imagine. And the difference about this hair salon was that you start with talking to a practitioner, a beauty specialist, to discuss not just your hair, but the whole being, your outfit, what you're trying to achieve basically in your look. And so you start with, and where you can actually change some clothes, then you do your hair at the bottom, so it's like a spa and consultation, the whole image subtle. And the concept was from the cocoon bird butterfly, because each one was a cocoon. And some of our cocoons remain unborn, undeveloped. So I think it's beautiful imagery. That's truly what it's all about. How do we open this cocoon in ourselves, and how do we become that butterfly? It goes through pain. The butterfly comes out with pain. Cocoon is left. So without pain, there's no clearing. There's no burning. There is no new, right? The burn needs to happen. The forest needs to burn. Relationships needs to burn. Desires that we thought are important need to burn in us. Everything needs to be looked through and critiqued, and never giving up. And what I appreciate about you greatly is your wisdom. Your maturity. I have a hard time imagining that you're only 22. Incredible, I feel like you would live the life. You have this really, you suffered. People who suffer, they become wise. As simple as that. Again, through suffering, through burn, you learn so much. You appreciate life. You appreciate God. You can talk about God, and you want to talk about God, because God is all it is all about. People are afraid of the word God, because God has been used and abused so many years, so many thousands and millions of years, and God is just what it is all about, what we are all about. So I can
have to believe in something for you to
well, it's like, how would you not believe in reality? God is reality. If you know a little bit at least about reality, you will understand the beauty of it. When you look at the physics, when you look at the research, when you look at the universe, when you look at the pattern, at the design, you have the knowledge of the essences, then you cannot not believe, because you would be insane. Because you see the creative beauty of everything. Everything has a place, and it's all about scale. What seems chaotic is not chaotic. It's just a different scale of things. It depends on your own perspective and where you are in life, so you can see it. So what we can do and what we must do is just elevate ourselves to the bird eye view and look at everything from that perspective.
They see things a lot more differently than we do. They see things from down. It's not face to face. They fly every day. They see everything from a bird's eye view, so they see everything from down.
It's incredible.
It's a different view of things. Things that we would never be able to see. We're in an airplane, we can look down, but all you see is houses and different plateaus and nature. It's not the same.
Yes. Birds are very interesting, I think, compared to other animals in that way that they're seeing. They make music. I was thinking, no other animals make music but birds. Birds actually sing. And they communicate through singing. Through their voices. And that's very similar to us, human beings. So we
have
create.
Conversations.
Yes, That's why you look at the birds; they have so much character.
They really do. They really do. They stay together, flocking in a pack, and they always travel by numbers.
Yes. Yes.
So there's something I want to tell you. You may be wondering why we're doing this with you.
I need to get going, sweetie, so maybe we can finish talking.
I'll just tell you so that we put it to rest and you're not wondering. Because here's what happens. People, when you're doing something good, and you're doing something good for yourself, there are always people who try to talk you out of it. They try to bring shit to you. They try to, do you see this? Do you hear? Just kind of, we've encountered that. We've encountered that with all of us.
We've encountered it personally. We experience it constantly with people that become involved with us. Because again, just like you said, it's the devil. It's the devil trying to stop you from what you're doing. So.
Like I said, we're good people. We want good things. We want good things for anyone who wants good things for themselves. Myself in my life, I want to live beautifully. For me, there's all the money in the world is not worth anything. You can ask Steve Jobs, Apple.
The one that just passed away.
Yeah. All the money is not worth anything if you're not having a beautiful life.
And that you're not passionate about.
And you're passionate about what you're doing. Yeah, So my passion. That's what my passion drives me. When I see others that I feel they're talented and I see what they can do, I don't look back. I tell them, because that's what God has appointed me to do, and so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'll continue to do. And that's what I'll continue to do. And so when I recognize talent, when I'm around talent and I recognize it and I can work with that talent, I speak to that talent. I go and like you said you speak your mind, you speak the truth in the same way. I tell you exactly what it is. I'm not telling you to sort of kind of like get anything from you other than the fact that that's what I see. That's what I see. Now, in terms of our venture, it's a business venture. So it's a business. So there's a point where you will be making money, and when I'll be making money. We're both in it as a business venture, and then also we're both in it to create beauty. You see what I'm saying? So there is something in it for you. There's something in it for us. What is in it for us, and what we're willing to do is to cultivate what is hidden and bring it out so that we can all benefit from it. What is the benefit for us? I'll tell you what. The benefit for us is that we want a representation of our brand. We want someone that conveys that, so that people can see that. So that when people see that, they can see the embodiment of what we're actually selling. You see what I mean? Embodiment of that, that's what someone that's our spokesperson and things like that, right? Embodiment of that is if somebody says, oh, there's a Alex is coming. Alex, Neodandi is coming to talk to us about what Neodandi is all about. Right? You show up, they look at you, okay. You look the way you're about to say.
And they get to see a physical embodiment of Neodandi, of the philosophy
whatever you're going to say, they're looking at it. There's no everything that they see is what they're looking at and what you're saying matches. There's no that's what is in it for us. That what's in it for you. You get to be in front. You get to travel a lot. You get to make money. You get to use what God has naturally given to you to earn your living on earth, which is exactly what everybody else wants. Everybody wants that. That's it. That's it. I'm using what God has given me in my on earth to earn my living on earth. Following that path. My goal with others is to have a group like that. We're all following our paths, and we all interrelated, working with each other to follow our path that God has given us to follow. And follow in grace. create something. Hopefully, we create a lifetime relationship where we're friends forever. You know, and we make money doing what we do happily. You know what I mean? Helping each other, being there for each other, being family with each other. The way human beings are. You know, what I want in my life is a good life. That's it. You know, nothing else. Really, nothing else. I don't want to rule anybody. I don't want to like become the chief of a village, whatever, or a country, or a group, or any of that. You know, I'm not interested in anything. What I'm interested in is praise. Praise. That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in praising however way you're praising it. You know, how are you praising it? You know, let me praise it with you. You know, how are you praising it? Let me add my own 2 cents into the praise, and let's praise together. You know, because praise is what makes us happy. That's it. You know, and we happen to be doing something that we can make money at it while we praise. So let's make money. That's it. So I wanted to tell you personally, just in case, because I know people talk. I know that. I know that. It's
a fact of life.
Yeah.
They always have, and they always will. You know.
I've been doing this for a long time. I know you do. Well, for you directly, we care about you. Our relationship with you is a personal relationship. If there's something about us that you don't understand, you can always ask. You can always speak the truth with us. You know, if there's something that you need our help with, you can always ask. You can always speak the truth with us. Don't be afraid under any circumstance to be yourself around us. In any way. From here on to we all die. You see what I'm saying? From here on to whatever. Don't be afraid to come and say, hey guys, this was this, that. If somebody tells you something and it's confusing to you, and you don't know what it is, and you want to find out what it is, you come directly and ask us down to the source. Okay? Alright? Because I'm telling you this, because once people see progress, once people see advancement, it's going to come.
They're going to start asking questions.
I'm preparing you for this.
Well, they'll start asking questions, and they'll start telling. They will start telling you things as well to influence you,
and to gear you away from the course.
He told me the same thing right after we met. He says, people are going to start telling you things about me and about what I'm doing. Just want you to know, this is it. And he laid everything out for me. And then I was able to gauge for myself against his word and what I personally know of him and now what I've experienced with Neodandi. And weighing it against what these other people who have no relationship with him, who don't know anything about Neodandi, what they're saying. Exactly. And again, just like you said, it's the devil trying to pull you away from what you're meant to do. So you listen to your voice, you listen to your heart.
A lot of the people that are saying things, they're still in the process.
Right.
They're still here. You know, they say things, but when it's all said and done, there's something that keeps them in the door.
Right.
So they look at you as a threat, and they want to get you out so that you're no longer there. But when the rehearsals come, you still see them there. I'm just like, okay, that's kind of interesting. You try to tell me to leave, but for some reason you're still coming to the rehearsals. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I follow the beat of my own drum.
Follow the beat of your own drum. And I'm saying this to you because I felt it. When I come to rest, I can feel that. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because you know what it is? Because goodness is a threat to people. Yeah. It is. It just is. You know, when and it's like I was saying earlier, it's sad because really when that should be something that's just so normal for you to feel when you're doing something good for somebody to say, hey man, you're doing this really well. This is really great.
Some people don't have that intent for them. You can look at it as like
as
what you don't understand is we're doing this together. There's no reason why anybody should feel like they're better or anything. You put in what you want out of it. And when you put something into it and it's good, that's exactly what's going to come out of the process.
Well, and everyone's truly encouraged to be themselves. No matter what that self is.
Yeah, and that's why when I came in yesterday, I was very focused.
You were very focused.
I don't mind saying hi to people, but we have a show.
Yeah.
And I gotta get into that mindset that we have a show.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I was going to tell you, which I was waiting for you, and it kind of slipped my mind. I was going to tell you when you got there, is I wanted you, from here on, when we come to rehearsal, I want you to come early.
Okay.
And, because this is what I've noticed. When you set the pace, they all follow.
Yep.
Every time that we've had a breakthrough, it's at rehearsal, before rehearsal starts, it's you setting the pace. And then they all kind of come out and like, from that moment on, the rehearsal goes like this, right? So I want you, I'm telling you now, as you are, where are you going?
Pick up Valeria, take her, and I'm gonna stop, actually get a car and stop.
Will you hang on? I want to finish saying this and I'll speak to you for a minute. I'm going to finish saying what I'm saying.
Why don't you
I'll go get a car and be back. We
That'll be
need to
perfect.
pick up some stuff, so I'll be back.
Okay. Actually, what was I saying?
To come early.
Coming early.
Oh, yes. Yes. Come early, and when you get there, get everybody going. And I'm putting you in charge of that.
It helped. It made a notable difference.
At the end
Your
of it,
series.
at the end of the rehearsal, tomorrow we have rehearsal. At the end of it, tomorrow come early, get everybody going. At the end of the rehearsal, I'm going to say that. And that's what you're going to do from here on. Okay. So that way.
I thank God for Bernard.
Yeah.
He pushes me too.
Yes.
I don't know what it is about him, but he carries himself with this sense of
you guys
professionalism.
have a similar stature, and he's also very
He's
serious.
very caring.
He is, and
Very
he's
When I was in
come
that
out
pose
of
yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and I was sitting there, I didn't know how long I was going to sit in the pose, and it was really hurting me. He said, "Alex, breathe." And I just relaxed. And he grabbed my back, brought me up, and supported me the whole time.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man.
There you go. There you
It's just
go.
like, I was like, shit, should I start crying?
Right.
But I didn't. I just smiled and I just stayed in character. Because that is what it's about.
That's what it's about.
That's the way it's supposed
That's
to
what
be.
it's about.
That's the way it's supposed
That's
to be.
exactly what it's about.
But he does that to me all the time he comes in. He's ready.
He's also, we're talking with him the same way we're talking with you. He's also going to be representing us. But he has some work to do in the sense that he got into the, it's just sad what happens to black people. You know, because he has a vision. He wants to do his life.
I heard him yesterday, like when he was talking about, I'm sorry that I haven't been here. I missed you guys all, but I'm just a man trying to follow my dreams. And I understand that because I've been that person. So when he said it, I mean, I was 100% in it because I was like, you know what? Being African-American male and hearing you say that, it was just like, it kind of like, I just felt it. I was just like, I definitely feel, there's nothing to apologize because when it's all said and done, you're human.
You're human.
And when it, people, a lot of people don't like to put their, their race and their ethnicity into it. But it is hard a lot. It's hard for everybody.
But that's what you are.
But that's what you are. You're
That's
African American male, and you're trying to make it work in this world. So when he said it, I was just like, I didn't know if I was about to pull out my tambourine and start. But I was just like, I definitely feel what you're saying because
so did I.
I'm right there with you.
So did I. So did I. But with him, he goes on the other side where it becomes a joker, instead of like joker.
Yeah.
That needs to calm down a little bit.
I think a lot actually had to do with the company that he's representing as well. They were pushing him to that because then they've got Sambo dancing for Whitey. No joke, it's heartbreaking to see him that way because all of a sudden his regal stature.
When you see him and he's serious, you take him very, very serious.
Because you've got to take about 5 steps back.
Yeah, I looked at Javi's new friend, the boy that's Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny, like, he comes up to me, like I was walking back, and it was my last time, and right before I talked to you, he comes up to me, he goes, "Hi, my name is Alex." And he's like, "Yeah, man, this is my first time. How did I do?" I said, "Man, you were beautiful." I said, "Just continue doing that. You're doing exactly what you need to do." He's very serious. You can tell he wants this. And that's what I want. Like, I look at Javi and Jesse. That's exactly what I want for them, too.
Exactly.
Because they're so young. They're 19, but they're so
young.
Their mentality is young, but you can tell when they want it it's serious, it shows. And I'm like, I kind of been wanting to have that conversation with them because I'm older, but it's just like I'm waiting for the right time because I don't want to push it. You know, I know they're still young. I want to give them time to still grow and grow into what they need to do.
What I'm saying to you, your spokesmanship begins now. That's what I'm saying. You know, speak to them. Speak to them. Speak to them. Speak out. You know, really, I support you. Like what I'm saying is that you're in that position now.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say some stuff yesterday, but I just hold back because I don't want to. A lot of people, you know, I don't know how they feel about things, and I don't want to say anything to them that makes them leave.
You know, I'll tell you something. Right? Anyone who leaves, they're meant to leave.
Yeah, point blank. You can't handle criticism. You're not going to make it in any industry at all. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Exactly. And would you want to have somebody in a show with you that doesn't want to be there?
Then they need to leave. They're just slowing down the pace for everybody else. And that's why I respect Jay so much. Because a lot of people can look at Jay and they're like, he's so animated. But no, he's being exactly who he is. And he awesome. Changes the modes a lot of times. A lot of people coming in and they're dealing with things. And when he talks to you, he just makes you feel like, okay, I can do this. This feels good. This feels nice. Blaine too.
Yes.
Blaine too.
Blaine as well. Exactly.
I love having conversations with him because he's so serious. When I'm dealing with something, I can call him and he just gets me together. Girl, don't worry about it. I need to come to rehearsal. You're going to be good. And I'm like, okay, girl. I said, that's why I needed to talk to you. I can't have that conversation with everybody that's in the show. But Blaine is somebody that I can trust, somebody that has a lot of things. We have a lot of things in common. Even though we come from two different backgrounds, we still have that connection.
It was interesting to see you guys the first day we all met at the beach because something about your presence seemed to help facilitate and exacerbate his own self-reflection.
When I first met him, he was very like holding back, and then when we started, we told him who he was, and he's like, "Yes, girl." So back, and I was just like, he had a little head wrap on, and I was just like, "Okay, all right, I see you." That's what's up.
But what I want to say is that that day I noticed you way like all those people heard it. I noticed you as soon as you entered the water, and I was just sitting around, and then something caught my attention, and I turned, and it was you, and you were like way over there, like way out. But I noticed you. What that means is that you have that energy. You know what I mean? That's what that means. You have that energy. That be aware of that. That even if you can't see it, others can. You know what I mean? Because if you can't feel it, because it's you that are the source of the energy. So for you, it feels normal. For other people, observing you is something else. You know, they're looking at you. I saw you. I mean, how many people were there that day? There's tons of people.
There's a lot of people that day. There's
a lot of people. But before you even, as soon as I saw you, check it out though. I saw them. They were standing on the platform. You know, I saw you heading towards there, and I knew that you guys would talk. I knew. I was just waiting for that to happen. I was sitting there just waiting for it to happen. And I knew it was going to happen.
Everything. He sees everything. It's amazing because things that I will overlook entirely. He goes, "Did you see this?" We were both looking at exactly the same thing.
But it's just
he's the experience and and his vision and again just who he is. He's able to see very very in depth into all things.
Well, not just the outside surface.
Right. So sometimes I approach people from looking at their spirit, and they don't see that spirit.
They don't see what you see.
They don't see what I see. So my approach, they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And even though they can feel that no one is at the outright come and says, you're this, you really are this. If you calm down and you pay attention to it, you can really achieve that, whatever that is. And they go, really? And then even though they may have feel it secretly inside, when somebody else says it out there, they go, wow.
Are you serious?
Wow. And it starts to act. And at that moment, that's when that other thing steps in, when they start to tell other people, oh, I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be there. And it goes, you sure you want to be doing that? Sure about that? Well, have you thought about this and that?
And what about this? And don't you deserve this for doing that? Aren't you getting the short end of the stick in this deal? Shouldn't you be, I don't know.
And that's what they say.
You know what I mean? And shouldn't you be getting this? Didn't you fly to the moon yesterday and you came back? Shouldn't you be given this prize, right?
You're not getting paid for this. It's not about the pay.
See, and people can't see value beyond money.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like they go, wait a minute, you're not getting paid. You are getting paid. Much more than anything money could buy. I mean, are you kidding me?
And be able to do this, it's worth more than money. It's worth more than anything.
Well, the thing that they don't see is that the money's on the other end.
Yeah. You have to work.
You have to go to the money.
Get the money.
It's on the other end.
A lot of these people did not start off making money.
They didn't start off anywhere.
They had to do what they had to do to get to where they are, and now they're able to relax and get what they deserve because they worked their asses off to get to where they are now today.
When I got to New York, when I was 16, my dad told me, he wrote me a beautiful card because he's leaving me in New York to model, to fend for myself. In essence, you know, he's supporting me financially a little bit, and so I'm there. And he writes in my card, he calls Madonna LaDonna. So he goes, LaDonna went to New York with $25 in her pocket. So with that, her daughter has a $20,000 allowance a week. Maybe it's a month. You know, I mean, she's worth how many hundreds of millions of dollars because she put work into it. Nobody steps directly into it, and if they do, they don't value what they're doing. They don't value the money. They don't experience luxury. They don't all of a sudden grow class. You know, it doesn't work. And looking at Madonna, also look at the spiritual journey she has gone on, coupling with her career. Definitely. Because that whole time she's seeking something. It wasn't just about the money. She's seeking something other than money.
What she's truly on this earth for, and
exactly.
Now she has millions and millions of fans that even though she's not singing anymore, they still will be there supporting her.
Yeah.
Because they've seen her. Her journey.
I've been stuck in a Madonna crowd at a festival. It is like no room to move, hardly any room to breathe.
But once you see her, you're just like, you're dancing, you're jamming, and she's giving you all the